Hey YouTube, today I'm on top of Queen Bricktoria because in this episode we're going to take a tour of our very own Lego city Bricktown. Hey guys, and welcome to Brick Talk TV. Terry here, and today we're going to be finally taking a tour of my Lego city Bricktown. We've had quite a few episodes now where we featured elements of Bricktown. We've had quite a few requests to give a full guided tour of the city. So let's head over to Bricktown now and take a look around. So hi guys, here we are in Bricktown. Happy to have you here. Welcome to this tour that we're going to go through on my Lego city. It's not the biggest Lego city in the world, but it does fill this whole entire room which I've got in my loft space. So I kind of wanted to give you an overview of what the city looks like in terms of its layout, and then actually walk through in some more detail around the particular roads and the features that we've got within the buildings that we have. So if you take a look, we've really got two big loops here that form the main city. You've got this one here that goes round me here, and I've strategically placed a hole in the middle here so I can stand and start positioning some of the pieces when I like to do some of the displays. And then we have a second loop which is here closest to you in the camera, and you can see that this is still under construction in some areas. There's going to be a space which you can't see in the camera, which is just down here, which has enough room just for one more Lego table. And originally the plan was to put a beach down that end of the room, but I've decided, because I'm getting some more buildings, actually to make that into another road to give me some more space to add some more modulars and mocks in the future. So keep an eye out for an update on that in the future. So then down this end, this is where I really originally started the city. And where I had all my modulars placed out when I started to put the tables together. So what I've started with was actually running a train track around the outside of this loop. So a train goes all the way round. I've got the Horizon Express that runs around because that seems to be my most favourite train at the moment. I may in the future get another one so I can have the engine at the back as well. At the moment I've only got the original set, which is the two carriages and the one engine at the front. And this train goes round all of these buildings here, right around here. I've got a mock here, which is of a train station. So there's a platform behind here, which it can pull into if I want it to. But then the train does run round, completely around the train circuit. I have put some ballast on my train tracks, and maybe I'll do a video on how I've done that in the future, just to raise it slightly and put it onto some base plates, which is quite effective and sort of makes it stand out a little bit more of a feature than just the bog standard Lego tracks that you get. I've also included two level crossings here. So this is my own creation, which I made the instructions available on my Rebrickable account. So if you're interested in how to build this, do check that out. But then I've just got some ramps going up over the train tracks, and I've got a little signal box here for the signaller to sit in. And they're both identical models that I've got both here to just allow the traffic to go over into this second loop, which was an addition later on. So in my main city, I actually had a bit of an odd number of plates that were going round. And so here, and here, I've had to do some mocks here to create my own traffic crossing. So I've got some traffic lights and I've raised it slightly because I had an issue of I needed 16 by 32 plate in a road plate style, which obviously I couldn't get hold of because I don't think they manufacture those. If they do stick a comment in comments below for me so I can find it out. And I didn't really want to cut a road plate because I was a bit nervous of doing that. So instead I've decided just to mock up my own traffic signal here just to fill in the gap. And there's a road that goes across made out of tiles, which works kind of effective, but unfortunately it's not as level as the road plate. So there's a slight bump, which I'm just considering in my head is a speed bump. But that's how I got round the slight change in the width there from the base plate model. And as you'll see in previous videos where I've done the city layout, I've also done a video to that. So I'll stick a card up here for you to check that out. I showed you how I originally planned out all my city, including how many plates I needed for the road, where I'd place the modulars, how many train tracks I needed, based on the size of the table area that I had available. So do check that out if you're thinking of building your own city in the future, just to get yourself a bit more organised around getting the right pieces in the right order. So let's take a quick look then through this first loop. This road here is actually called Brick Lane, and I do actually have a Lego tile that's got Brick Lane printed on it as a road sign, which you can see here in the close-up next to the bus. And so really I'll just walk down each of the roads and I'll talk about the kind of buildings that we've got here. So starting at this end here by the level crossing, We've got the modular cinema, Palace Cinema, which is a standard Lego modular. This was actually the first modular I purchased after watching Lego Masters in the UK, and this is really the culprit that got me hooked on building this city and then starting this YouTube channel up. So this is the main catalyst that started me back on the path to Lego again. So this one sits on the corner. Then we've got the French Parisian restaurant, again another Lego standard modular that we've got next to that. So the idea down this strip is really trying to get a bit more of a social element for people going out on a Saturday or Friday night. They go to the cinema, might have a restaurant here. Next to that, we've got the post office mock, which has a fish and chip shop next to it again. So next to the Parisian restaurant, you've got the fish and chip shop, and then you've got the post office. I've done a video on that as well, if you're interested in a closer review of this mock, built by Brick 1980. So do check that link out in the description below as well, and you can get a closer look at that. Then moving along here, I've actually got one half of the pet shop modular where I've just got the pet shop positioned here next to the post office. So again, we're kind of moving into more of a retail space here. So we've got the single 16 by 32 base plate, one half of that modular building from Lego. So that's stuck in there. Then we've actually got the assembly corner modular moving next to that. So you've got a bakery, a flower shop and a cafe. And that's a nice little square. This is probably one of my most, if not the most favourite Lego modular that I've purchased really. I think it was probably about the third or fourth one I purchased. But this, being it slightly wider and the more detail of the square, I really love this. And I hope that Lego do another thing in the future to celebrate and give some nods to other modulars that they've also done. Then as we move down to the first corner, you then got the diner. So I've put the diner in, it's a sort of a corner piece, but I've wedged it in next to the Emporium as well. So this diner, again, sort of complements this strip of Brick Lane, which is all the entertainment, restaurants, going out kind of stuff. So we've got the diner there. On the corner, I did contemplate having some parking spaces here for people to pull up to the diner, and maybe I'll do that in the future. But this at the moment is set out in a corner style. So you've got a British post box there, and you've got a bin with some meters and some bollards going around the corners to stop any haphazard Lego drivers going off onto the pavement. Then in the corner, as we move round to this street here, which is a continuation of Brick Lane, and then it actually merges into Baker Street down this side of the strip. Then as we go down here, you've got the Emporium, as I've already mentioned. So this is a nice corner one. I struggled here because of the train tracks going round. So I had to get a modular that I could almost cut off at the back a little bit with the train track because of the corner, how the corner tracks moved. And luckily the Emporium has got sort of a bit of a bend in it, so you can cut off a little bit of the corner of the back. So that's why the Emporium ended up on this corner. But I think it actually works quite well being a corner piece with another diner corner piece here. And it kind of gives an effect of a bit of a shopping square going on here. Then as you move around to this street here, you've got the detective's office. So you've got the barbers, the actual pool tables, and the detective office, Ace Brickman himself, positioned here. Then as we move around here, you've got the greengrocers. So again, another Lego modular of the greengrocers, positioned slap bang in the middle so people can get their groceries while they're out shopping. Then we move over to the town hall. So again, this kind of was taking pride of place. I really wanted to see this when I walked into the room. I just love the design of this one and the architecture of it. It's probably my most favourite one in terms of architecture design, because it really, for me, it really stands out. It's quite neat, succinct. I really love the windows and the window boxes, and the height of it really gives a bit of an impression. So we've got that position next to the greengrocers, and there's a wedding going on there. Then as we get to the next corner here, again, I've put the hotel or cafe corner in there. You've got the hotel and you've got the cafe thing there. Again, it's a corner position slightly over a bit, because again, the corner of the track needed to be to have enough space to go round. So that finishes the line up there. Then as we move down Baker Street, which is this side of the road, we've got a few more mocks here and less standard Lego ones, but we've still got the brick bank here. It's the brick square bank here in the corner. Again, another corner piece which works quite well to give you a bit of a square feel going on over on this corner, where we've got Marty McFly on a skateboard flying past. Then as we move over, we've got the fire station, the Lego modular fire station. I did again toy with this one being in different positions. Originally I had it next to the town hall, which looked quite good. But then I thought I'd just stick it over here because I wanted to be able to let the fire engine go directly on the road. and it was a bit tight for space around this side. So I've positioned the fire station here. Then we move on to the mock of a train station. So as I mentioned already, this is where the Horizon Express pulls into. So on a standard 32 by 32 base plate, was created by somebody on Lego Ideas, and it didn't get all of the votes, but they did give their instructions for free on their Flickr account. And I've got a video either out or coming out soon on this particular mock. So do check that out, where I've got a link through to the instructions. So if you're interested in building this particular mock, then do check that out in the future. I'll go through it in more detail. Then moving along, we've got another mock, which was created by Berthel, which is around merging the Friends ideas set and the Big Bang Theory idea set into a particular modular set here. So we've got that next door, which looks really good. Again, you've got another cafe. So you've got quite a few cafes in Bricktown, probably too many, but I do love the angled front and the visual appeal of this one. Maybe if the Seinfeld set comes out in the future, I'll also add another level to give it a bit more height and have that as the next level up. So we've got a bit more height here, so we can stack them up, which will be quite interesting. And then here is the church mock that I've got as well. So I make that available, instructions on rebrickable. And this is where all of the Bricktown residents go for their Sunday service and to feel better about themselves. We've got bus stops as well, positioned throughout the town. And I've done a video on how to do those, so I'll stick it in the description below if you're interested on how I created those, including the 3 stickers that I've done for them. And then we move over into this part of the city. So over this side, we've got Downing Street, again, another road sign here. And this one is where some of my mocks come in as well. So this one is the West End Theatre mock, which gives you a nice aspect being by the train track, so I can see the Aladdin posters. I can position the Mary Poppins advert here over that way, so you get more of a feel when you come into the room. Then next to that, I've got my courthouse, Bricktown courthouse there, where the judge resides. So he's getting ready for his next set of judging courtroom judgments to be made. Then next to that, I've got the latest bookstore modular, which I've actually wedged the pet shop house between the 2 bookstore and the house that came with that modular. So I've wedged that in between just to get a bit more of a residential feel going on down this end. So this is moving more out of the city now into the suburbs. And I'll probably, when I've finished the end table, move the houses right to the end and do some more interesting builds here. So we're still within the city bounds as we go through here. So that's looking quite nice, especially with the added birch tree on the street. I may add some more trees like that as we go through some of these other areas down this end, actually, because it does give a good visual appeal. And I do like the leaves on the pavement as well, just gives the dustmen something interesting to do. Then the end, I've just got a bit of a dumping ground after I get to the end of the houses. So I've got the fisherman's store there at the moment because that was going to be the beach, and the fisherman's store was going to have a dock running off it and going on. But we're canning that, so I might need to think about how I redo that. But then you've got a ring road that comes around here. We've got a bit of an odd space gap here, so I've just put a couple of eatery vans here to give an illusion of a bit of a marketplace going on. So if we get any more eatery vans, I'll probably add a few more there. Then up here we've got we've got the Lego store, which was a small set that was released a while ago. I think it might have been a gift with purchase, but I'm not too sure. But I bought this off eBay. It's a great looking store, so I've got that there. Next to it, I've got the town. Next to it, I've got the toy store, which you can get as a 3-in-1 creator set. And that looks quite well because there's another lower height here with a few shops. So again, I may add some more smaller shops, maybe some more 3-in-1 creations just to give it a different height based on the different scales. Then as we move around this side of the ring road, you've got the Queen Bricktoria pub. Again, I've done a video on this before reviewing it. It's done by Bricks 1980. It's a complete mock of a pub, which is really good. So do check that out if you're interested in how to do that. And I think it looks good there because it's on a corner and it really hits you as you come through the door and look at the city. Then I've got my Ghostbuster house next door to the pub. And you've got the Ecto one pulling out here. So I've got that set as well. So that's forming this area of the build. Over on this side of the road, and this is Abbey Road, this street here, you've got the corner garage, which was not the last mock, but the mock was not the latest modular, but the modular before, which was actually the first one they released since I've been back into Lego again. And that sits on there. It's a bit awkward there, so I need to think about how I reposition that at some point and whether I have more of a road or something going on over in that corner. But we'll see about that. But it's there for now. And then next to it, I've got Starbucks and Barnes Noble modular here, which was taken off of the internet as well, which is takes up quite a lot of room. It's okay, but it's at a different height and things like that. So I'm not sure whether I'll keep this one or not, but it's looking quite good there at the moment. It fills up the space there. If I need some more space in the future to fit some more modulars in, this one may have to disappear. I've also got Captain America on top here, looking down and making sure everyone's safe. And the Joker is strategically placed on top of the Ghostbusters firehouse because Batman is currently driving down the street. So I quite like in my city. When I first started it, I wanted it just to be a proper city. So I wasn't going to have any sort of fun elements to it. But as I've got more into Lego, I've started to introduce things like Batman. I'm not too afraid to put in some film type minifigures like the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz, Scooby-Doo's hanging around. And I think that really is what makes the Lego city different, is you've been able to mix different real life things and movie cartoon characters and things into the one city, because it just reminds you of the film where they put them all mixed up together. So as I said, that's the quick tour of my of Bricktown as it currently stands. There are a few more additions coming in soon, such as a casino which I've completed, and a welcome sign that's going to be positioned somewhere around here just to add some more. And as I said at the start, I'm going to continually add and evolve this over time as new sets come out, and as I want to change up some of the layout bits. And I'll keep doing some videos now and again just to give you an update on how Lego Town is progressing. But if you've got any questions about any of the town or anything that I've built, or you want more detail on particular aspects of the city, do stick them in the comments below and I'll be happy to go into more detail and do a closer up on that. But I hope you found this quick tour of Bricktown interesting and spark some of your imagination to do some things in your own city. If you found this interesting, do hit that like button, smash subscribe with the bell notification turned on just to get an update on when I do my next Bricktown tour. And I hope you found this interesting. So let's flip back to the studio now and we'll quickly summarise and close off this episode. So that's my city, Bricktown. As I mentioned, like most people, I'm adding to it all the time and making some changes. My next focus is to incorporate a light city railway system so that the minifigs can get around the town more easily. I've also a separate theme park area that I'm looking to build, and I'm currently concentrating on how to lay that out and buying some IKEA tables so I can build it completely. If you're interested in the type of IKEA tables to use, then do check this card out here where I've done a video on IKEA tables you can use for your Lego city. And then I hope to begin construction soon on the theme park, and I'll do a video for that. If you have any suggestions or want to see anything more closely from my city, please stick some comments below. It'd be great to hear from you and what you're building in your city next. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and hit the subscribe button with the bell notification turned on to be notified of future videos and tours of Bricktown we do on this channel. And until next time, stay safe and I'll see you then.